Hi there, everyone. Hopefully you're having a great day. What I want to talk about today is a subject I think that's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. Do you want to save money with your IT organization today? I'm more about value creation and optimizing IT. But when you're optimizing IT, there's a component of it that's right-sizing IT and your technology footprint, which means reducing IT costs. In these days where free cash is king, I think that's worthwhile to have the conversation about it. So foundationally, the average IT team has two value streams. One is the value creation. This is your projects and your enhancements. This is where you're going to get the most value out of IT for your business because it's going to build out your synergies, get you your business improvements, and scale your business up. Technical services, which is your ongoing operations, it may sound less important, but it is an essential foundation, since if you have an unreliable technological platform, you're going to have business disruption, and that's not what no one wants. You really should be balanced to a certain degree. The value creation is more important for the value add, but this foundation you have to really work on. Unfortunately, for most of our IT organizations, we do this. We spend a great deal of time, 75% if not more, on that technical service, on the ongoing operations side, and less and less on the value creation, which is why IT is not usually seen as a value partner in a lot of companies. The balance is crucial. Now, we're talking about saving money, so let's get on to it. In tough times, you want to save cash, and one of the easiest ways to save cash is to limit your value creation. I agree with this approach, especially if you're using external vendors to try to do it and you're talking about new projects that are going on. But you have to be very careful because overall, your value creation is the most valuable part to your business. And if you don't get these projects done over time, you're going to have a competitive disadvantage. But it is essential, so if you have to do it, just understand that you're getting benefit for short term, but you're going to pay a more higher price long term because potentially you're not getting some of these things done. Now, if you want to change your mode from going from external consultants to trying to do it internally, that may be a very good approach to do it. What I don't suggest is cutting into your IT team for your value creation people. This is where you really can get in trouble because these are the people that's going to be the hardest to replace later on down the line. You may think that, a project manager is a project manager and they can do everything no matter what. But your project manager, your analysts, your programmers, they also have a lot of knowledge about your business. And if you get rid of them, it's almost throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and replacing that can be much more expensive later on. So where do we save the money? Well, technical services is where you can optimize to get the most bang for the buck. What do I suggest? Short term, look at the eliminate, automate, self-service, and delegate tasks. I've got other videos on it, so I'm not going to go into great detail, but you'll find that many tasks that you're doing can be eliminated, and this will reduce the time your people are spending just on technical operations, and theoretically they can now work on more value add stuff. You can also negotiate with vendors based on your understanding of them. I've been very successful with big vendors like Salesforce and Oracle. And how I do that is by understanding the motivations of everyone involved. Now, this is negotiation 101 for people who know anything about it. But I make sure that I understand the motivation of the salesperson I'm working with, as well as the motivation of the company itself. What are they trying to do? Some companies do things differently. Some companies are looking for acquisition of new customers, new licenses, and less about retention. Others are highly value the retention side and don't really care about it. They just want to make sure that you're paying the same amount of money this year as you did for last year. Both of these can change how you approach it to negotiate this. With Salesforce, for example, one of the key things is to understand that the sales reps, at least the last time I did this, are compensated strictly on new licenses. So they don't care whether or not you're going to pay more next year than this year, but what they do care about is that you're going to buy additional licenses for them. So you could potentially get rid of some services if you're going to increase your license count for your base Salesforce piece and save money that way. You can also have arrangements to get more value out of it very easily. I've done this as well. So you get free services. You put a little few more licenses in, but for that, they'll give you, it used to be data.com was the big one I did this with, but I've done it with other pieces too, to get more value out of the spend that you're doing. Again, very dependent on understanding the vendor and how they operate and what they're after long term. And then you decide how you negotiate with it. But you can substantially reduce your costs down depending where you are. With Salesforce, I've saved up to 65% of the normal monthly fee by looking at it this way. SAP and Oracle, it's more about making sure that we only have the products we need in place and working with them. Longer term, you also have some other things. You have the ability to reduce your technical footprint. Less systems mean less cost. This is where your enterprise architects become very helpful. They can help look at what you're doing to remove duplicated applications, servers, and people where we're working on multiple applications that do the same thing. You may be able to bring these all together into the smallest mountain possible, which is going to reduce your cost. One of the other things that is available now is also more of the consumption model. This is the advantage of going to the cloud with Azure or with AWS or with Google. You can get technical computing power, but it is now not based on having the physical computer in your data center. It is based on what you're actually using. This is a great way to save money, especially short term, but watch your costs, because what happens is the consumption model doesn't help you as you consume more. As you're consuming more and more and more, the on-prem model may become more beneficial to you. So just balance it, look at it, and see where your break point is, because you can save a lot of money this way, but if you don't pay enough attention to it, what you'll find out is long-term you're spending more money than if you actually own the servers themselves. Optimizing IT is all about optimizing the team for the right size to meet the objectives of your business. You don't want to reduce your staff so far that you can't attain what you really want to do. That's penny wise, pound foolish. Reducing technical complexity and systems and costs are the key to your future way of getting this right. And optimizing that and what your IT people are doing to focus on those value-added tasks, this is the key to your long-term savings. Short-term, mid-term, long-term, you can get a lot of savings out of IT than you get today, but it does take work and you got to be careful. Otherwise, you're breaking into your bone and you're going to put yourself in a situation that you're not going to be able to scale your business as best as you can. Thanks. Have a great day.